Hey. Who wants to learn something? Who wants to have some fun? Who wants both? All right, I'm in the right place then. All right, so I come from Latvia. Yeah. It's Northern Europe, at least that's what we like to think. Sounds fancy, Northern Europe? It isn't. Riga is the picture that you see. That's where I'm studying to become an English and PE teacher. Yeah. Is that funny? All right. Yeah. 4 years ago, I had just gotten out of my hometown, Dobele, which has around 14,000 people population, metropolis, as we call it. And it was all going good. I had a normal student life, 8 to 5, meaning that I go out to party at 8 in the evening, and then I find home at 5 in the morning. Yeah. And then one day, in the hallway of my school, I met Mark Metzla from Estonia. Yeah. He invited me to a presentation, talk about a summer work program in the USA. When I met him, he seemed confident, well-dressed, really cool guy, enthusiastic. I saw that he's successful or a really good actor. I thought, wow, he's not really older than me, and I really want something like that. The acting or the success, either one. And I got selected, and my first summer, I went to Florida. It went something like this. Gators, right? Go Gators. It went something like this. It was 8 o'clock, and I was on the block. And I rang the bell, because I was there to sell. I showed Miss Jones my books, I gave her the looks, and she's like, honey, here's your money. At least, that's how I remember it. After the summer, I saw that something had changed. It was getting the best out of me. And I think that's the reason why I've stuck with it through these years. I'm going to share just 2 or 3 things that I've learned. Is that okay? Yeah. All right. So the first is from Mark's favorite motivational speaker, Tony Robbins. And it's this one sentence that he says that you might be just 1 millimeter off, and that's the reason why you're not succeeding. He talks about golf. If you hit the golf ball like this, it's going to go straight. But if you just change the angle, how you hit it by 1 millimeter, it's going to start off the same, but it's going to go to a completely different direction. You might be closer to the pot or in the lake. So from failure to success is just 1 millimeter. And that sentence has changed the way I think about sports, life, recruiting, and selling. For example, I used to be able to swim 50 meters, which is a half of an American football field. Study. And I had to stop because my heart was pumping and I was out of breath. Turns out I was just 1 millimeter off with my breathing. I changed that, and now I'm able to swim 24 football fields in 1 hour without stopping. Good or good? Thank you. The other one is that successful people do the things that unsuccessful people are not willing to do. I never had to run for any other reason than PE lessons in school. Now I met some enthusiasts that showed me the fun side of it, and it turned out to be a pretty cool thing. Last May, I ran my first half marathon. I'm the only one without the shirt there. I liked it so much, I decided I'll just take it off. The other thing is that I've started investing. I used to think that something like that, you have to get a degree in banking or finance. Turns out that none of my friends that I used to hang out when I was in high school have invested anything, even the ones that have the degrees in banking and so on. And I think if Mark hadn't approached me that day, I wouldn't have gotten any of that. I would be in a really good place. And that you are all here proves to me that you all want to recruit somebody, and you're definitely going to change some lives. That's pretty cool. But at some points, it's going to feel like, ugh, like I don't want to do this. And we probably had this moment during your summers when you're like, I want to quit. And that's called hitting the wall. And that's what I'm going to leave you with today. Leading the first year meetings in Latvia, I had a chance to write some poetry and rhymes that I didn't do before. And the poem is called Hitting the Wall. So at some points in your life, you're going to hit the wall. At that moment, you will have to stand tall. This wall won't be small. It will be the biggest of them all. It's going to be built in your head and made out of lead. That being said, there's just one thing ahead. You better work out your guts or you'll get hit in the nuts. Stop being lazy and work as though you're crazy. And one thing to remember until September is that your specialty is making dreams reality. Thank you. Thank you, Mark.